Life is difficult. Discipline is the path to growth. This episode reflects on the road less traveled by M. Scott Peck, focusing on Part 1, Discipline. It explores growth not as comfort or self-improvement, but as a willingness to face reality, accept responsibility, and endure difficulty in service of becoming more whole. The road is not easy, but it is honest, and for many, it is the only one that truly leads forward. Life is difficult, not tragic, not hopeless, just difficult. This is how M. Scott Peck begins The Road Less Traveled, with a sentence so simple it almost feels rude. No warm-up, no reassurance, no promise of ease. And yet Peck insists this statement isn't pessimistic at all. It's liberating. Because the moment we accept that life is difficult, we stop being surprised by pain. We stop feeling cheated by struggle. And we begin, quietly, to grow. Most of our suffering doesn't come from pain itself. It comes from our refusal to accept pain as part of life. We expect things to be smoother, fairer, easier. And when they aren't, we feel wronged by people, by fate, by life itself. Peck's claim is unsettling but clarifying. Problems are not interruptions to life. They are life. Growth, then, is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about learning how to meet it. That ability has a name. Peck calls it discipline. Not discipline as punishment. Not discipline as rigidity. But discipline as the capacity to suffer consciously, in service of growth. Peck outlines 4 inner practices that allow us to face life honestly rather than flee from it. 1. Delaying gratification. This is the most basic skill, and the one most people never fully learn. Delaying gratification means choosing what matters later over what feels good now. It's the difference between avoiding a hard conversation and having it, numbing discomfort and learning from it, reacting emotionally and responding deliberately. Without this skill, we become ruled by impulse. With it, we regain authorship over our lives. Discipline begins the moment we can say, "Not yet." 2. Acceptance of responsibility. Growth begins when blame ends. Peck is careful here. Responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything that happened to you. It means recognizing that what you do with what happened is yours. Healing doesn't start with fairness. It starts with ownership. The moment someone says, "This may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility now," change becomes possible. Responsibility is not a burden. It is the gateway to freedom. 3. Dedication to truth. We all live by inner maps, beliefs about who we are, how people behave, and how life works. But maps age, and when we refuse to update them, when we cling to comforting illusions, we suffer. Peck argues that mental health is proportional to our willingness to face reality, even when it hurts. Truth requires humility, the courage to say, "I was wrong." But without that courage, life keeps delivering the same lessons, louder each time. 4. Balancing. Balancing is the quiet art of holding opposites. Self-care and sacrifice. Freedom and responsibility. Acceptance and change. Healthy people don't cling rigidly to one side. They adjust. Balance isn't something you achieve once. It's something you practice daily, like walking a narrow path that requires constant correction. Rigidity feels safe, but it's balance that allows us to stay alive to reality. One of Peck's most compassionate insights is this: not all suffering is pathological. Not all depression is illness. Sometimes depression is the psyche grieving the loss of an old self, an identity that no longer fits, a belief that no longer holds, a way of living that must be surrendered. Growth often requires a kind of inner death, and grief is part of that process. The problem isn't sadness. The problem is refusing to listen to what sadness is asking of us. Every real transformation follows the same pattern. Something must be let go before something new can be born. This is the rhythm of growth, from illusion to truth, from comfort to maturity, from avoidance to courage. Discipline is what allows us to endure the in-between, that fragile space where we are no longer who we were, but not yet who we are becoming. The road less traveled is not dramatic. It's quiet, demanding, unfashionable. It asks us to face pain rather than flee it, truth rather than comfort, responsibility rather than blame. But Peck's message is steady and humane. Discipline is not repression. It is liberation through honesty. And those willing to walk this road, slowly, imperfectly, find not ease, but something better. Clarity, depth, and a life that finally feels earned.